Sorry for the technical issues, folks. Andy, you want to start off with Braxton?
Yeah, Braxton, near the end of the season, those last couple games, you played pretty well. I'm curious just how much of that was a comfort level in the system, how much of that was feeling healthy from earlier in the year.
Definitely, I think most of it was a comfort level. Last year with COVID, we didn't really have spring ball, so I didn't really get reps then, and then fall camp was kind of cut short. So then I also got COVID during fall camp, so going to the NC State game, I really only had 2 real weeks of practice in a full year. And then after I kind of got hurt, broke my toes, kind of got a chance to kind of sit back and really dive into the offense and learn it with in and out. And then going into that Clemson and UVA game, I felt really comfortable, so I think it showed.
When you say you get comfortable with the offense, like what things do you pick up more on when you have that comfort?
Just understanding what we're trying to do on every play, and really just knowing exactly what the line's doing, exactly what the running back's doing, exactly what all the receivers are doing, and so it's just knowing it in and out like the back of my hand.
It sounds like you kind of start a little bit ahead here in the quarterback pecking order just because you've been around a little bit longer than the other guys. Is this a different quarterback room or different dynamic than it was in the past where you and Hendon and Quincy were maybe a little bit tighter there?
I feel like every year it's going to be different, and I think we all just have each other's back and are trying to get better, and that's what we're focused on.
Thanks.
Mike Nisley?
On that note, kind of though, Coach Fuente said you'll get more first-team reps. It sounds like than the guys have in recent years, just because there is not as much of a sort of competition directly. And do you think you'll benefit from that? I mean, having sort of more reps, especially like you said, since you're trying to kind of catch up on lost practice time from last year.
Yeah, no doubt. I think that's huge for me, and I think it's a blessing that they're going to give that to me, and I'm just going to take advantage of every opportunity I get and really dive into the offense and just try to be the best me I can be.
And then with those guys, we talked to a couple of the receivers that said you've been spearheading an effort to kind of get them in the gym, work out together. How have those gone, and how do you feel the chemistry is right now with some of the receivers?
I think those have gone great. We've been doing it 3 times a week, and everyone's kind of taking ownership of the offense, and even the young guys are getting out there and really learning it, and that's huge before spring ball because a lot of those guys have to get reps too. And I think it's been an awesome process, and I'm really excited going into spring, having done that with the guys.
And do you think you've found your voice as a leader more so than in the last couple of years you've been here? I mean, do you feel like that's kind of been a priority the last 2 months here this off season?
Yeah, no doubt. I think that I've really kind of found my voice, and definitely I'm more comfortable with the guys, and the guys are more comfortable with me, and we're in a good spot right now.
And then any standouts from the receivers, the young receivers, when you guys have been kind of going 3 times a week, that you guys have guys that are, you guys got a couple early enrollees and some young guys that didn't play last year that they're going in their second year.
Yeah, definitely Jalen Jones and Dwayne Lofton have stood out to me. They're both early enrollee guys, and they both kind of been in here every day, and they ask questions, and both of them have really stood out.
Thanks, man.
Mike Barber?
Braxton, going back to what you were just telling Michael about your voice and the leadership, is it easier to do that when you kind of are the guy? I mean, when there's multiple guys who are kind of competing for that starting job, it would seem like it's a little awkward to be too vocal.
No doubt, definitely, especially kind of playing last season too, in those last 2 games, playing a lot in those, and I think it's definitely helped me a lot. Before that, I had sat out the year before. Didn't really do much, so it was hard for me to kind of be a vocal leader. But now the guys kind of see me as the guy, and it definitely is easier to kind of speak up, and everyone listens and be comfortable doing it.
And how has your communication with Coach Cornelson developed? The more you get to know each other off the field, the more you get to know each other on the field. How does that kind of communication line work?
Coach Corn and I have a great relationship, so our communication has been solid ever since I got here, and it's only continuing to grow, just getting more comfortable with each other as people, and me understanding, like, on the field what he wants me to do, and off the field just getting more comfortable with each other as person to person, and it's definitely helped as well.
Do you think he has a better sense of kind of like what you do well or what you'd rather avoid? Is that kind of a thing that's really developed a lot?
Yeah, no doubt, and we've had conversations about that as well, and I think he definitely does an awesome job figuring out what I do well, and I think you kind of see it in the offense when different quarterbacks go in and play, and I definitely think he does a great job doing that.
Perfect, thank you.
Norm?
Braxton, it's been, I don't know, it's been what, 3 years since you were sort of in another lifetime, you know, obviously it seems like you were a few thousand miles away over there in Oregon. Do you feel like you've grown, and how do you feel like you've grown since that experience? And does that, at this point, this far down the road, does that kind of feel like a different lifetime?
Yeah, it definitely does. I feel like I've grown every year so much, and I feel like almost like a different person now than I did then. When I played at Oregon, I was an 18-year-old freshman and kind of just got thrown into the fire, and I learned a ton from that experience. I learned a ton from sitting out the year after, or for 2 years in a row after that, and then last year I definitely learned a ton. So I'm definitely head over heels and completely different person now than I was then, and definitely more confident.
You've got a lot of transition going on in a bunch of spots around you in tackle and in the backfield where you don't have the ability more. Do you feel like you have, and not obviously to have any say in how that works out, but do you feel like you have a voice in that type of situation as far as kind of encouraging guys and helping them kind of come along? Whereas you might not have had that in the past. You talked about feeling more comfortable as a leader and that kind of thing. I just wondered about helping guys develop in spots.
Definitely just getting them out there and having them learn and getting everybody reps. And, I mean, with my voice kind of in our free time, trying to get them out there, like the running backs, get them out there and throw and get them more comfortable with the offense. So that's kind of the part I see myself playing, is just getting them comfortable and understanding so they have the opportunity to know what they're doing and going and being able to compete at the highest level they can.
I know like you said, you've been working out with some of the receivers and tight ends and things. Have you had a chance to work much with Jaden? Does he look like he's doing better if he has been able to work with you much, or is he still kind of taking it easy?
Jaden gets out there, and we kind of keep it limited for him because he's still coming back off that injury, but he looks really good. He's getting better. His ankle's getting better, and I'm really excited about Jaden.
Andy, do you have anything else for Braxton?
Yeah, Braxton, you had some weird injury things that happened last year that I don't know how you can prevent somebody, like an offensive lineman stepping on your foot in practice or anything like that. But you left that Clemson game with a knee thing. You had the weird hand cramp thing earlier in the game. Do you have to do anything this offseason physically to prepare for more durability to get through a whole season if you're the starter?
No doubt. I've already gained, I think, 12 to 15 pounds. I feel good. I've been moving well, so I think the majority of it was just putting on good weight, and so I can protect myself, and I feel like I've done a pretty good job doing that so far.
How do you go about doing that? Is that all diet and conditioning, or I know you kind of introduced Brock Hoffman to the California style eating, and he appreciated that. But how do you go about packing on that much weight?
Definitely diet. Definitely our strength staff has done an awesome job with me in the weight room and getting extra lifts in, and I think a lot of it has to do with diet and conditioning, like you said. So eating 6 meals a day and just trying to get bigger.
Mike Nislik, did you have anything else?
Yeah, just one. Coach Fuente said you guys kind of have to learn how to practice again almost, just because it's been so long since the fall really wasn't normal by any stretch of the imagination. Have guys talked about that? Do you guys feel like you have to make a kind of concentrated effort to have that intensity and do it right? I mean, is it something that you guys just kind of feel like you can kind of just jump right back into?
I definitely think that we're going to have to concentrate on it. The fall was kind of weird with the whole COVID thing, and practice was not as intense as we would like it to be. And we can't really just fall back into that flow. We have to really, as a team, be concentrated and pump each other up. The coaches can only do so much. We are the ones out there bringing the energy. So if the leaders step up and kind of show the way, I think the rest of the guys will jump on board.
Thanks.
All right, cool. Thanks, Braxton. We'll have Dax Hollifield coming in next.